Coming up on Fulton today, proposed state legislation raising homestead exemptions could mean millions of dollars in lost revenue for the county. We'll hear from the tax assessor. And Fulton County judges give high school students a lesson on justice and success. Fulton Today is next.
From the Government Center in downtown Atlanta, you're watching Fulton Today with Shania Chavis.
Welcome to Fulton Today, everybody. I'm Shania Chavis. The Fulton County tax assessor does the math on the state legislation to increase homestead exemptions in the county. Now, House Bill 170 is just one in a series of bills being proposed, but this one piece of legislation could cripple the county's ability to provide essential services. David Fitzgibbons is the tax assessor, and he is here now to talk about this legislation. Sir, welcome back to Fulton Today.
Thank you, Shania. It's a pleasure to be here.
Now, sir, there's a lot of talk about this House Bill 170, which would double the homestead exemption to $60,000 from $30,000 over the next 2 years. Please explain first for everybody what a homestead exemption is.
Homestead exemption is a deduction from the taxable value of your property. The law requires the Board of Assessors to appraise the property at full fair market value, which means what it would sell for between a willing buyer and a willing seller. But it's assessed at only 40% of that value. Homestead exemption deducts more from that bottom line value, which saves taxpayers money.
And sir, now can you talk about what impact this could have on the county?
It will have a tremendous impact on the revenue to the county. We estimate that when it's fully implemented, that over $40 million in revenue will be lost. Plus, the bill also has a millage rate freeze in it, which means the county could not raise the millage rate to offset that loss. So at least $40 million of revenue loss under this bill.
Now, this bill, if passed, would mean that some folks in the county wouldn't pay taxes at all. Please explain.
The price point, it would be $150,000 of total fair market value. When the homestead exemption is raised to 60, then that means that anybody under $150,000 in value would pay no county taxes. A lot of these are in the north part of the county. For instance, of course, the city of Atlanta, being the most populated and having the most homesteads, would be the biggest, with over 41,300 parcels of property not paying any county tax in the city of Atlanta. Second would be the South Fulton unincorporated district, and then third would be Sandy Springs, and then East Point and Roswell would be the ones that would be affected the most. The tax burden seems to be shifting to the north parts of the county as opposed to the south part where more lower priced homes would be. So we would have approximately 90,000 taxpayers that would pay no county taxes once this bill is fully implemented.
So remind everybody who is eligible for homestead exemption.
In order to qualify for homestead exemption, you must own the property as your primary residence, and you must occupy that property on January 1st in the year in which you apply. You must own it, you must occupy it as your primary residence, and you must file an application. All three of those have to be met to receive homestead exemption. We have about 14 different levels of homestead exemption, which includes veterans, elderly, low income. You can find out more about each of those exemptions by going to our website at fultonassessor.org and clicking on our Homestead tab, which will give you all the information about each exemption, what qualifies, and what deductions you can get from those. Or you can call our office at 404-612-6440.
And such an important topic. David, let me get your final thoughts.
Fulton County has 356,000 parcels of taxable property. If this bill goes through, over 90,000 of those parcels will not pay any county taxes, and that represents about 25% of all of the taxable parcels in Fulton County that will not be paying any county tax.
All right, David Fitzgibbon, Chief Appraiser for Fulton County, thank you so much for your time.
Thank you.
Now we have more information on the other bills being proposed. State lawmakers have also introduced legislation to consolidate the tax assessors and the tax commissioner's offices and making them both appointed positions. They've introduced a bill to rearrange county commission districts and a bill that makes it easier to fire county employees. We'll keep you posted on the outcome of the legislation. Now, a new law is expected to keep the tax commissioner's offices pretty busy processing vehicle taxes. Employees are training to implement the new ad valorem title tax law. Under House Bill 386, anyone who purchases a car after March 1st can choose to pay a one-time fee instead of the yearly so-called birthday tax. With over 12,000 taxpayers eligible to take advantage of the new law, each month employees will have their hands full.
There's a different set of rules that go into place March 1st. So it's going to take time with particularly the casual sale person to explain why this new amount of money is due when they were used to going in to get a title on a new vehicle and it costing them the cost of the title application, which is $18, and the registration of $20. Now they have to pay that in addition to a title ad valorem tax. We have to explain that.
And by the way, the new title tax will not be tax deductible. The Fulton County Board of Registration and Elections holds its first meeting with a new chair and a new board member. The Board of Commissioners approved the appointment of Mary C. Cooney in early February. The meeting mainly focused on allegations by the Secretary of State that ballots were mishandled during last year's general election, an issue that was addressed during a hearing before the State Board in late January.
The State Elections Board has raised a number of questions about what happened at the elections held on November the 6th, 2012. We are compiling documents and responses that we are going to submit back to the State Elections Board. And if those responses show that we need to be doing anything different, we're going to implement those different things.
The new board chairperson also outlined plans for the future.
We are also looking forward to the municipal elections in 2013. Our second priority is to hire an executive director who can help us with that election and subsequent ones to have smooth running, fair, open elections.
In January, the Board of Commissioners approved the appointment of former Atlanta City Council member Mary Norwood to the Elections Board. Area high school students get a close-up look at another section of the judicial system. Fulton judges who are members of the Gate City Bar Association took its Journey to Judge session to Frederick Douglass High School. The program is designed to inspire students by talking about the various paths they took to become lawyers and judges.
I guess my biggest struggle was probably not having enough money. Just not knowing. I was worried a lot most of the time about how I was going to pay for things. So, but I think I figured it out. The better grades you make, the easier money comes.
The judges also offered other important advice for the students.
The most important thing for kids to do or learn if they want to become a judge is to focus on the fact that they need to take responsibility for their own future and their own careers.
And the students were grateful for the advice.
They didn't start off with a silver spoon in their mouth. They had to work for it, and that taught me that I need to continue working just as hard as I am, because I know I'll get just as far as they did.
Third grade reading is another community program where members of the Gate City Bar Association and the DA's office read to boys at Perkerson Elementary School. And when we come back, celebrating Black History Month with seniors. Stay with us.
You're watching Fulton Today.
South Fulton seniors hear firsthand about legislation that could impact their community, and North Fulton seniors get some help with their taxes for free. Here's this week's District by District coverage.
District 4 seniors get free help from the American Association of Retired Persons, AARP, with preparing their taxes. The AARP representatives are available at the Dorothy C. Benson Senior Multipurpose Facility on Mondays and Wednesdays up until April 15th.
It's a great program for seniors and others of moderate income. It's free, and we use tax preparers who have been certified.
Preparing taxes and claiming the right exemptions can be complicated and time-consuming. Seniors have already started taking advantage of the opportunity.
I was here the last couple of years, and it's a wonderful service. Plus, it's free. It went very smoothly. The process, very smoothly. In and out in half an hour's time. That's not bad.
Free tax preparation services are offered at several senior centers in Fulton County, as well as the Atlanta Fulton Public Library. The deadline to file your taxes is April 15th. For more information on tax preparation services at the Benson Center, call 404-613-4900. In District 5, Vice Chair Emma I. Darnell leads a town hall meeting to discuss proposed legislation at the Georgia State Capitol. House Bills 170, 171, and 172 have received a lot of attention, and some county officials are taking the time to explain the details of each bill. Commissioner Darnell describes the situation as a serious matter. She focuses on House Bill 171 because it could affect voting rights of citizens.
Serious threats to your ability to exercise your voting rights under the Constitution of the United States.
County Commissioners Joan Garner, Rob Pitts, and William Bill Edwards, along with South Fulton State representatives, were also in attendance to show their support.
It has been extremely important to the members of the Board of Commissioners, Commissioner Pitts, Commissioner Garner, and others, to hear from the community regarding the legislation proposed by certain North Fulton legislators.
We will continue our coverage of the town hall meeting later in the show. In District 6, Commissioner Joan Garner celebrates Black History Month with patients at the Reliable Health and Rehab Center in Southwest Atlanta. Commissioner Garner attributed much of her success and career path to the hard work and dedication of many of the seniors at the center.
We are celebrating Black History Month with the residents of Reliable Health and Rehabilitation Center in Lakewood, and it's been a glorious day. You know, Black history is possible because of the achievements that African Americans have made in this country. And when you come to a center like this and you see the seniors that are here, you know that there is a lot of history in the room.
She encouraged the group to share their stories with others and to celebrate Black history year-round. According to NAACP.org, African American History Month was founded by Carter G. Woodson, a Harvard historian, back in 1926. He believed that Black history serves as a firm foundation for young Black Americans to build upon in an effort to become productive citizens. And finally, in District 7, Commissioner William Bill Edwards speaks to seniors at the H.J.C. Bowden Senior Multipurpose Facility about 3 pieces of legislation that have been introduced at the state capitol. House Bills 170, 171, and 172 could have tremendous impact on Fulton County if they are passed. House Bill 171 restructures all of the district lines in the county.
They threw the Bowden Center away from me. They threw the amphitheater away from me. They threw Welcome All Park away from me. They withdrew the police training facility away from me. They abolished my district.
House Bill 170 could increase the homestead exemption to $60,000 for homeowners and cause a $48 million deficit for the county. And House Bill 172 affects Fulton County employees. Any person hired after the bill passed will be considered unclassified. Seniors got a chance to view the proposed district maps, and they learned what each bill includes.
We're here today because we wanted to support the commissioner, because our center is very much following what's going on, and we're very concerned about the fact that we may swallow up District 7.
Rumors go around, misinformation go around all the time. It is our job as elected officials to bring the House bills out, to discuss it with our constituency, and to ask the pertinent questions, and to explain what the repercussions are.
For more information, contact the District 7 office at 404-612-8230 or send an email to commissioner.edwards@fultoncountyga.gov. With this week's District by District coverage, I'm Darrell Peak.
Thank you very much. Now, you can catch more of your commissioners at work all this week with a rebroadcast of the Board of Commissioners meeting right here on FGTV. And still to come, what's so good about chocolate, you ask? We'll have the health answer when we come back. Stay with us.
You're watching Fulton Today.
Portions of the following segment are part of the Fulton County Common Ground Initiative. Common Ground, the county's comprehensive solution to the problem of health disparities in the community.
County services for citizens with developmental disabilities is the focus of this week's Common Ground report. It's because March is Developmental Disability Awareness Month. Here now to tell us a little bit more about it is Angela Simmons. She is with the Department of Behavioral Health and Disabilities. Ma'am, welcome to Fulton Today.
Hi, thanks for having me.
Angela, first explain to everybody what we mean when we say developmentally disabled.
The term developmentally disabled refers to an individual that has a lifelong physical or mental diagnosis that has been diagnosed by the age of 22. There are many social or environmental or physical causes of developmental disabilities. Some of these causes are Down syndrome, autism, and mental retardation.
And the goal in recent years has been to integrate residents with developmental disabilities into the larger community. How can we help accomplish that?
The 3 training centers has been helping to accomplish this goal by exposing our individuals to a variety of community vendors. Our individuals participate in the Special Olympics in Dalton, Georgia. They have been participating in the Alvin Ailey Dance Theater. They participate in Underground Atlanta, the High Museum, the Cohen Park Recreational Center, Walker Mall Park, and a variety of other community resources.
And tell us how the county's 3 centers operate.
Fulton County provides transportation to the 3 centers Monday through Friday. The individuals arrive and they are provided a service with the enhancement of their individual person-centered individual service plan. This service plan provides direct care and case management to help our individuals with direct daily living, socialization skills, communication, health and safety, community integration.
What goals or benchmarks do you try to help the clients reach?
Our goals are to help improve the quality of life and enhance of our individuals in living as independently as possible and providing a safe and healthy environment for them to flourish in, and to also maintain skills to the best of their ability in the home and in the community.
And Angela, your final thoughts?
Just would like to say thank you for giving us the opportunity to bring forth the awareness of developmental disabilities. And we are making a difference, one life at a time.
Outstanding information. Angela, thank you so much for your time.
Thanks for having me.
Now, you can contact the managers at the training centers for more details on specific services and programs. The addresses are listed right there on your screen. Well, it's what our great-grandmothers used to do, making their own medicine. Well, now there's a class at the library teaching those very same skills to a new generation.
Well, this is candy ginger.
Nurse Charlie Vogt demonstrated to a packed classroom recipes for several common ailments. For a persistent cough, she starts off with bourbon.
Fill this up with bourbon.
And there were recipes without alcohol as well.
My goal was for people to go away with at least one thing that they could make. So we made some cough medicine with honey and eucalyptus, and just did a half a cup of honey and 1 drop of eucalyptus oil, and it works really well for coughs.
Vogt provided plenty of reference materials, and those in attendance said they'd give the homemade remedies a try.
I thought it was very beneficial that she gave us the recipes, and I will be using the information that was given today.
You can go to afpls.org to locate your community library or find a class that appeals to you. No computer? Call the main number of the Atlanta Fulton Public Library System. It's 404-730-1700. While many consider eating chocolate as a guilty pleasure, some seniors learned that chocolate is actually a superfood.
So you want to get your milk good and hot.
As the steam from the hot milk filled the air, the women in this naturally occurring retirement community workshop studied the various kinds of chocolate.
Then you want to add the cocoa powder, the mixture.
They learned that 1 or 2 squares, not bars, of dark chocolate a day can have health benefits because it contains antioxidants. And getting to eat and drink the lesson that featured hot chocolate and chocolate-dipped fruit was a highlight, of course, of the class.
I learned that chocolate is not all bad, and it has antioxidant, and more so than blueberries or most of your fruit. But chocolates are still bad, but they're good.
I think there were several interesting facts brought out that some I knew, but some were reinforced, such as which country produces the most chocolate, the different kinds of chocolate ranging from white to milk chocolate, and the different levels of concentration of cocoa or cacao in each of the different types of chocolates, and also which ones are healthier, so to speak.
And the students got to take home copies of the tasty recipes. The county's Office of Aging offers a number of classes on nutrition and healthy living. You can call the Star Line at 404-613-6000 to locate one. And still to come on Fulton today, acts of love at the county courthouse. We'll take you there when we come back.
You're watching Fulton Today.
Well, one of South Fulton's playhouses continues to attract popular names and faces. For instance, FGTV's Darryl Peak recently celebrated his debut concert at the Southwest Arts Center. He now joins the company of some popular actors like Nicole Ari Parker, Robin Givens, and Jasmine Guy, all of whom have made the Southwest Arts Center their theater home by performing in various productions.
It's also one of those intimate theaters that seats 375 people. It's near the airport. It's not far from downtown. So it's a great venue for artists to come where they can have a more intimate setting without being in the hustle and bustle of the downtown.
Now, actress and director LaTanya Richardson Jackson is directing Two Trains Running by August Wilson. You can check out upcoming plays by visiting the Arts and Cultures website and click on Events and Exhibitions. And finally, we leave you with a love story, or 51 love stories. That's because that's the number of couples in 2 separate courtrooms who tied the knot just after Valentine's Day. The occasion? Mass Wedding Day at the Fulton County Probate Court. Each week, probate court judge Pinky Toomer presides over wedding ceremonies, but Valentine's Week continues to be the most popular for couples to carry out their nuptials.
What other perfect weekend to get married besides this weekend, so.
Yeah, we definitely wanted to plan it around Valentine's Day.
A marriage license costs just $56 at the courthouse, and the ceremony is free. You can visit the county's website and click on Probate Court to get more information. Congratulations to all of you. And before we go, our reminder that we'd like to hear from you about the stories and programs here on FGTV. Go to our website to take a survey or email or call us. The number 404-612-8317. The email address, fgtv.feedback@fultoncountyga.gov. You can also follow us on twitter.com/FGTV, friend us on Facebook, and watch us on YouTube. Well, that does it for this edition of Fulton Today. I'm Shania Chavis. Thank you for joining us. Join us each week for news around and about Fulton County.